Weird, but this should be interesting. It's Carson. We're live in New York. Spanking New Music Week is continuing. Our friend Marilyn Manson is here, who just put out a record yesterday called Hollywood, and it's remarkable. It's great. I don't know. Reflecting God was always my favorite song. I don't know why. It's always stuck with me. And this record, listening to it, it's really just tremendous.
Thank you.
I don't know what you would
put a lot of effort into it. Spent a year doing it, and it was hard coming off the heels of Columbine, and I wanted to take all that negativity that was thrown on me and do something positive with it, and I made this record. And I think this record addresses the subject of violence and why man behaves the way he does. And it's because it's our nature. And when things like that happen, it should be a wake-up call to parents that you're not listening to your kids.
Well, speaking of parents and kids, we're joined by a couple right here. We have two Terrys with the moms. Their daughters is it Trisha over here and Kim. And so, Kim, let's start with you. When did you first start listening to Manson's music?
It was my first show ever when you opened up for 9 Chanels at Madison Square Garden in '94. And I've been a devoted fan since.
Thank you.
Waited outside Tower Records for 30 hours to get in. I was first in line.
Thanks a lot.
Camped out, didn't get any sleep.
And so for Terry, for you to see, because I know you're not a fan, but to see Kim, who was almost in tears being so close to Manson, who she loves so much, what is that like, for you, and what seems to be the problem?
Well, I mean, I'm thrilled that she's able to be this close to him because I know the way she feels about him. I mean, 30 hours you stand outside. But my difference with him is I don't understand why you pick Catholicism, why you go with the cross, with God, with the Pope. To me, she has lost her religion because of listening to him as well as other musicians. She's not a Catholic anymore. She has no religion anymore, and that's what's bothering me.
Well, you know, it could be because it was your religion, and maybe it wasn't supposed to be hers.
Okay.
So you gotta be open-minded. But let me say something. Let me say something now. I've particularly on this record, with the imagery that I use, I tried to look at the things that I was taught growing up about Christianity in a different way. You know, I looked at the image of Christ on the cross and the story of him as someone who was a revolutionary with dangerous ideas, and I started saying to myself, I can relate to this story now. I'm not going to dismiss it, but I'm going to interpret it in a different way. So everybody should, you have to be open-minded. I'm sure when you were young, you didn't want to listen to what your parents were trying to tell you to believe in. She's going to find her own. Maybe someday she'll become a nun. You don't know.
Sure. I mean, I don't have a problem with her choosing for herself. I mean, like you say, as they grow up, you teach them and you hope that they will stay with that. But to me, she was at a very young age, and now she has nothing. And I think each person should have some type of religion, whatever it might be. Maybe not my choice of Catholicism,
what does she believe in now? She must believe in something. Maybe she believes in herself.
I actually don't necessarily believe in anything. It's not an emptiness, though. It's an open-mindedness. I believe that anything is possible. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think I choose to believe in the people I love.
She could believe in UFOs. That would be worse.
I believe in my mother. And
she believes in you. There you
that's
go.
Pretty good.
I mean, we don't have a problem. Right. Just my issue with you is the religious part.
Yeah.
And Terry, maybe one day when you come home sometime, just to really freak out the family, maybe you should put on this record with some headphones and channel some of your personal energy into it, and maybe you might find something that relaxes you.
I intend to go home and do that, and I want her to be there with me to see what I'm getting out of it and what
that's the open-minded attitude I think that we need to see a little bit more of, right?
I think it's good that you're just listening to her, that you're talking to her. That's the most important part. See, if she was messed up and you didn't care and you were just bitching at her, then that would create a problem.
No, we don't really have a problem.
So
like I said, I let her listen to your music, watch your tapes, and all of that. I don't.
And here we are, one big happy family.
Happy family.
I'm gonna come over for dinner.
For Thanksgiving.
I'll come over for Thanksgiving.
We got to get into this next video, and we'll chat with Terry and Trisha after it. It's Soul Decision. This is Faded. This should all put you guys in a really good mood. And we'll be right back after this video. That would be Soul Decision, Faded at number 6. We're here with Manson, some fans and some parents, and we have right over there another Terry and Trish. Trish, when did you start listening to Manson, and why are you a fan?
I guess I listened to Manson for the first time back in '94 also. I was, 13, 14 years old, and I've stuck by him ever since. I think he effectively and genuinely expresses himself, and I relate to him, and he's the only guy who stuck by me for that long, So he's...
And Terry... Terry is Trisha's mom. Terry, what is your beef with Manson?
First, let me start by saying I believe you're a brilliant, talented man.
Thank you.
Heard you interview, quick wit, and with that goes my feeling of...
Good looking?
I bet under that makeup you're adorable. Now, here's my issue. You are the consummate salesman. You have marketed yourself to make you millions. What are you giving back to these kids?
Well, I haven't made millions, but I thank you for saying I'm a salesman. My father was a salesman. But, you know, it's...
Marilyn, can I stop you right there?
I'm an artist that likes to give people my stuff, so I do everything I can so that they hear it.
Are you trying to tell me that you can make it in this business as far as you have, and you can sit there and tell these kids you're not a millionaire, that you're not well off from this?
I'm not really that well off, and I'll tell you why. Because when I do a show, and everyone's been to my tours don't usually make money because I have a huge production, because I like to put on a big show. I make a living off of this.
Okay.
Definitely. Absolutely. I think that everybody else on TRL is probably a lot more well off than I am. I don't do charity business, you know. I don't have the Ronald McDonald House or something like that.
Why don't you? That is my question.
Would it
where
be
is
safe
the
to have
Marilyn
small children
Manson?
staying at my house?
You don't have...
Maybe we should go to them live via satellite.
Marilyn, let's not be ridiculous.
No, I
Bottom line
understand.
here is that every kid in this audience here today has issues. They love you because of those issues. You make them dwell in those issues.
I make them happy, I think, right? I mean, I don't know what else more I could give, you know? What? I don't know what else more I could
Why can't you use your
give.
fame to start a foundation? This is what I want to know.
What kind of foundation do you want me to
I
start?
don't think we need to get in.
Education,
Terry, I don't think we need to get in the whole charity thing.
No,
I
no,
think I want to give
seriously.
Manson just a quick second because we have to move on going back to what it is that you feel that you are giving back to these young people when they listen to your records. What are you doing for them in return for the money?
Well, I spend a lot of hard work writing songs that I think mean something to these people. You know, if I was just
You're making money on
a
kids'
show.
depression. You're making money off of kids that are depressed by keeping them there.
I don't know. Who isn't depressed, you know? I mean, I understand your point. But
Do you not want to give back?
I try and give everything I can. That's why I'm here right now to
There's
give
a kid
back.
at the
That's
gas
why I
station
made my
pumping
record.
gas for $5 an hour. He's going out buying your CDs, buying your posters, dressing like you.